your friend would never understand that.
it.
Your friend would never understand that your life could change in a second and you could be in a courtroom being arraigned to go to jail.
They would never understand.
They would never understand that because they can't relate to that.
Yeah.
They would have like personal, experience.
Accounts.
Yeah.
I told you I'm religious and I read the Bible. The Bible said you give accounts as parents over your children. So if your child said is square and you throw the child out, you are not supporting the child. And maybe you get to heaven. Okay, if there is heaven, you die one day and you go and give account. So if you believe that, if you have run with that idea that this child that I have is my responsibility, I need to be there for this child no matter what.
Do everything.
No matter what. Then you put in every effort to be there. So parents out there, you need to be there for your child no matter who they say they are, no matter what they have become.
There are people that are deciding that I'm going to do this to these people.
Welcome to Full Spectrum Podcast powered by Ishrai. My name is Lily Universal and today we'll be talking about being queer in a typical Nigerian family home.
Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm the Q voice. Welcome. So we have in our midst two wonderful personalities who would be helping us, dive down into living as queer person in a typical Nigerian family. And we have in the house Dafe and Olaide. They will do the introduction of themselves. So Dafe, let's have you.
Hi guys, it's my second time here. I'm very excited. I had a great conversation the last time. Ultimately, I'm an independent filmmaker and also the head of content for Pride TV Africa, an online media advocacy group based in Lagos, Nigeria.
Wow.
I currently live in Lagos, Nigeria, and what else? You see how I have very, very specific job roles.
Yeah.
Very cutesy, very
mindful, very demure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Olaide.
Okay. Hello everyone, thanks for having me today.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here. I'm Olaide Ajowele. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a legal practitioner, I'm an human rights die-hard personality. Anyway, I like to speak for those that cannot speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I'm a little religious, but I'm sensible.
I want to say something.
Okay, sure.
When she said that she's a little religious, and then she said, "But I'm sensible." It was a shit.
It was a shit.
I am a Tuesday.
Who are you? I'm sensible.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
When people of dragging religious people, and then she comes and says that.
Honestly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
But it's actually good to be sensible.
Yeah.
Because
It is.
a lot of typical, religious people carry it on their head.
Honestly.
Like,
Yeah.
as if they were ones that wrote the scripture.
They don't apply
or
logical
wrote the
thinking
Quran.
at all.
Yeah. They just do a lot of things like their assistant Jesus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that thing. In a typical Nigerian home.
Yeah.
Especially with the Igbo tribe, I think it happens a lot of times. I don't know for the Yoruba tribe though, but for my tribe, the Efik people, we care less about it. But there's this question: when are you getting married?
Yeah.
So Daffy, I'm asking you, when are you getting married?
Yes. Imagine getting that question.
Do you know why I like this question?
Why?
Because one, I come from my direct family. I have siblings as well, but my direct siblings, I'm from a family of 5. So I have 4 siblings, 3 brothers and 1 sister. My sister is the one the one before me.
Okay.
She got married a couple of years back. Very good. I have 3 elder brothers that are unmarried. One is doing the first half of his marriage ceremony next week. So that's like 2 more people before
you.
So obvious. And please, before you come and ask me this question again,
Maybe.
very young.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't be getting this question.
Okay.
But then I'm so happy that I am part of a generation that slowly, that is not too into the old marriage situation. I'm part of a generation that is presented with a lot of choices.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you can see that you have these choices to make. And in relation to our family, I mean, at the end of the day, I've never been asked the question when I'm going to get married because I'm barely in my early 20s. Please, thank you very much. But of course, my mom would definitely ask me the question of, do you have a girlfriend?
Do you have a
When I
girlfriend?
meet
Yes.
somebody,
Oh, that's true.
But I think that
that.
ultimately it comes down to your relationship with your parents.
Okay.
So my mom would ask that question, like once in 2-3 months, and it helps that we don't live together. But then, when she asks the question, I'm somebody that I don't, as I said before,
You don't lie.
I don't know how to lie. I don't. Like when I was younger, I used to lie pretty well. But as soon as I started like working, making money, I had nothing to lose. You can't beat me. So what I do most times is I just don't say anything because if I talk, I'll say the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I basically don't say. So what I do most times is I just try to avoid the question. But of course, the question comes up. But it's a good thing that I have to, like right now, I have 2 elder brothers and I'm married. So yeah.
Right.
So before they get to you,
I'll probably be 30.
Okay, so because of all you have said,
Yeah.
personally, I have experienced the old when are you getting married, even though I am also in my early 20s. But if I punch you,
I would ask you too.
and I am like I have a whole lot of things. I don't think parents, they understand that they want you to have your own dreams as a girl. They want you to have your own dreams, your own visions, your own goals. Okay, for instance, if you're supposed to do house chores in the house, it would be, you need to know how to clean this particular space because of this person. So you need to, do you understand? Everything all boils down to
preparation
for marriage. Do you get? So, barrister, my question is, how can parents shift their entire focus from the expectations for marriage pertaining to their children? How can they do that?
Based on the angle I'm coming from, my background, it's like that. You always get words like,
Most get married.
like Yoruba used to say, "Oh my baby, daily oko." It's to follow with your husband house. So anything you do, it's revolve around you marry. But I think, towards this century that we are, most parents, young parents like most of us are having that understanding that it's not all about marriage. Especially me. I have that reality in mind. In front of me now, that is when you are in the marriage, you know everything that you are talking about. So everything, life does not revolve about marriage, and marriage is not the greatest achievement. So while you train your children to be them, to be you, be good for yourself.
True.
Be active for yourself. Be neat. Do know how to do house chores for yourself.
Thank you. That's
For yourself, not for any man or any woman.
for yourself.
When you are good for yourself, well, when time comes and it's necessary that you stay with somebody, you cohabit. You because you are on. Parents should not start training children because you want to live with somebody because you want to marry. No. Because that mentality will stay inside that child, and you like, this thing I'm doing. Sometimes you may not even want to do it, like because so that's
why they marry wrong.
Parents should remove that training pattern.
Mr. Lady said this because I have an opinion about marriage.
Okay.
And my opinion is especially with the house chores, cooking things. So I cook a lot, and I think cooking is a life skill. Everybody should have. So regardless of if you're a man or a woman, you have to cook. And also about marriage, I have an opinion. Yeah. So here's the thing. Not everybody, and I'm going to cite a very popular person. I could be drunk though, but not everybody should be this and that. You could be a good friend, a great boyfriend, and a terrible husband. You could be the best boyfriend in the world and a terrible husband.
True.
You could be a great girlfriend, a terrible wife.
Yes.
Your friends could swear that, oh no, this is an amazing person, but your husband will tell you she's a witch.
Yes.
Yeah, not everybody's cut out for that role. Not everybody's cut out to be
my
married.
tell you a witch. That person is stuck. And then you think about it. So you're like, back in the older generation, you would see that your life leads up to marriage, even if you're a man or a woman.
Of course.
And there was this popular TV presenter, Babalo Lukani, who had said that the gateman, a gateman that she pays.
Yeah.
Didn't address her with certain level of respect because she was unmarried.
Yes,
So
they do that.
That I just moved into
They do that.
apartment at the time, and they were like fairly younger than her. And she'll see the gate man when he's opening the gate for him. Call the wife madam, but when it comes to her, she'll call her auntie.
Imagine.
I'm the one paying this one salary. That's how bad the society has become. So not everybody now. Young people now have the understanding that marriage is not for everybody.
Yes.
Just the Bible says, it's like very direct. You must get married. It's really not for everybody.
Yeah,
you don't have to do it if you don't. There are people that have essentially thought about it that they're like, okay, I don't think I can. Me personally, I don't think I could. You know, I think marriage is for me. I would think about getting married in the future, but I don't think essentially I could live the rest of my life with one person. I'm very particular about my
Slave.
Very particular about my faith. I don't think I would share the same. Imagine sharing the same space with Kim. Some people can manage it better. But me,
Yes.
You get drinks.
not
The
my friends,
energy.
like when probably we have an outing and my friends come over to my house, or they have to stay in my place for like the night to the next. I'm up and I'm thinking about it. Oh my God, this place. That's 5 people in my house.
Yeah.
I'm constantly like I'm just there. Next week I have to go out with a couple of my friends and some work colleagues that are coming to my house the day before. God, you see, like it's terrible to change with people. I want my space to myself. So I think it's different for some people, but I like the fact that Pastor Lady has like a new a mindset to it, and to see that this is a parent that has kids, and obviously that has taken a lot from that child.
True.
Yeah.
Like taking off that pressure and telling your child that having a conversation with your child that marriage is not everything. You can decide that you don't want to get
married. You can decide, yes.
And the child now has conversations with their friends and they're saying, my mother wants to kill
Get me, yeah.
You know what that...
Let them make decisions for themselves.
That has been the notion
all along. Yeah.
Even the year I got married, I was not ready that year.
Get married.
Because I was pretty young.
Wow.
And I think it was pressure.
Oh my God.
From my then fiancé, who is not my husband, because then he was of age. So we dated for 2 years. We were like, I cannot wait anymore. I want to go and marry another person. I feel you cannot wait. I'm not ready. Because then, actually I was working, but I was also in school. I was in 200 level then. I was like, I still have to finish. You still have 5 years. I cannot wait. Go now. So when he saw that I was not yielding, he had to come through my father, my pastor, so they were like, Shibi, you're already working. It's not as if you have something to fetch for yourself.
Programming.
Let me not lie to you. Later on, I was like, I knew I wouldn't have yielded to this pressure because I wasn't ready in... Let me just say, in all aspects, I was even during my wedding plans, I didn't contribute anything. I was not planning. I was just sitting down. And Shibi, you want to go ahead now.
Oh my God.
So it was my husband and my elder sister that planned the whole wedding. The only thing I did was, a day to do it, I went to the make my hair. Even the dress, I went to the tailor, so I didn't even ask, is it ready? Honestly, so the pressure, parents shouldn't put their children through that.
It's too much.
They shouldn't.
You may they calm down, I beg.
They shouldn't. I do better.
But it takes a lot of courage, to talk about what you just said.
Yes.
Most people cannot reflect and now say that this is how they truly feel. So thank you so much.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you. It's relieving for me to say it, and I'm willing to share it as much as I can to upcoming ladies or girls out there.
I think we should get to a point where we get to tell, real stories, lived experiences, because we could have people who are in these shoes, but they would not know how to navigate it. But hearing it from someone who has gone through it would also help them to, how to push through. Now, coming to Dafe, is it really necessary to come out as a queer person?
Yeah. So I say this a lot of times. Coming out is for you.
Okay.
Right. It's not necessary.
Not necessary.
If you live without coming out in a place like Nigeria, please do.
Yes.
It's
Very,
not necessary.
it's not necessary.
Especially to your family, because the dynamics will change.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dynamics will change.
It will definitely change.
Because obviously now you're not telling them that this is who you are. It's not going to change, and they'll start seeing you, a certain way. So it's really not. You don't have to do it, but then if you feel like that's what you need to do in order to move forward with yourself, to be at peace, definitely do it. But then you don't have to.
Okay, but at the same time, we've had like parents react so strongly to children coming out, to their kids coming out to say, "Oh, I am queer." We've had like a lot of that. So I would even like Barrister to answer, like, how do you think that parents can accept their kids? Like, how can they do that when their kids come out to say, "Oh, I am queer"?
Well, I don't want to speak from the aspect of my understanding of
Yeah.
sexuality and sexual identity. I want to speak like a layman,
Layman,
someone that don't know anything about queer and let me be as truthful as possible. I don't think it's easy for any Nigerian parent,
Parents,
not even Nigeria, Africa,
Africa in general.
because Africa we believe so much in procreation. So when a typical African parent, Nigerian parent will hear that I'm queer, the first thing that comes to their mind is that you will not get married, you will not give birth.
Yes,
That's the first thing that comes to
their mind.
their mind.
Yeah.
So they're like, so you will not
I know,
you not give me grandchildren, you will not, so
That's
no.
the point. They are
Most
always
parents
that
do not want
point.
to accept. Most parents don't want to accept. Even me, let me just be frank. Before I get that full understanding of,
Yeah.
so I was like, I know you have to give birth to, you have to do this. Especially for people that don't have more children, maybe they have only two. Or only child.
Yes.
I don't think any Nigerian parents will accept their only child being queer.
Being queer.
They will fight against it with the
And
last
I'm so
drop
sorry.
of their blood.
Do you know, they'll be like, go for
They know that's a secondary. Yes, they believe that's a secondary way of procreation.
But they
So
can't.
number one is not everybody can afford it. Number two is not everybody. Some people believe it's an abomination.
Yes.
Some believe it's absurd.
Yes.
So typical Nigerian parents will like
And you know what I'm saying is, a couple of years back when IVF was very, my mom
Popular.
had a friend. Oh, of course, you just had one person that that has done IVF.
Yeah.
I remember I was quite younger back then, and I remember very well that people used to look at kids that came through IVF as different.
yes.
And almost like they were scientific experiments.
That's true.
Constructed in
Even women that go through IVF,
That go to IVF.
even their family, they will like,
their process.
did you have
There's
natural?
something
Did you
going on
conceive
with
naturally?
them, yeah.
So
And I'm like, why?
Like, they're not even the one carrying the baby, yo.
Why?
Like, what's your
Do you know
business?
how hard it is? Like, women that go through IVF, do you know how hard it is? It's like a terrible experience.
It is.
Like, take when somebody, so like when a woman gets pregnant naturally.
Yeah.
But this is them infusing pregnancy
hormones, yeah.
forcing your body to go through these hormones. And you come and say, and you now invalidate that person's experience.
Emphasis on invalidate their experience. They do that a lot.
it's I think it's our understanding and our exposure. But I think in this century that we are, few parents are getting the knowledge of, okay, there are other ways, there are other routes to the market, like we usually say.
Yeah.
So I believe the first thing that will help Nigerian parents to accept their children being queer is we need to know more. Parents need to get that understanding.
Yeah.
When they don't have that understanding, even though some still have the understanding, they will see like, no.
Yeah.
But we need to advocate more. We need to reach out, create that awareness that, okay, even if you are queer, does not mean that even if you really want me to have children, maybe you want grandchildren, I can still give you grandchildren, even if I'm queer. So when our parents get more understanding on this, Nigerian parents, it will help them. I know we cannot get there in a day. Gradually, more parents will begin to accept their children. So I think what we need now is to create that awareness and let parents get more understanding about being queer. It's not an abomination. It's not the end of procreation, so to say, because that is the number one thing. And that is the sad thing there is that it's not procreation is not the only reason why you have to get married.
Yes.
But because our understanding as Africans, as Nigerians, believe if you are married, you have to be pregnant.
Yes,
you have to give birth. So we should continue to educate them more. So when people have that understanding, to be easy for parents to accept their children
Yeah.
for who they are.
Okay, so let's talk about some parents, Pastor Lady, who have chased out their children from the house because they are queer. Now, most of them might not necessarily come out.
Yeah.
It might be that somebody outed them, yeah, and then these people are chased out of the house. And I'm wondering, for such a parent, where do you expect that child to go after you chase the person out of the house?
Yeah.
So I think it's a really barbaric act that,
It is.
for as a parent, you chase out your children or your child out of the house because they accept presented in a certain way, they come out in a certain way, and you do all of these things. So what do you say about parents who chase their children out of the house because they perceive that their children are queer?
Well, without having understanding of the queer, so to say,
Yeah.
I as a mother, I can't do that. And I know one or two mothers of parents that I know that they can, no matter what, even if their children is a stunk robber, they will not disown that child. So not to talk of being queer. The being queer has not hurt anybody. You are not hurting anybody with being queer. So people that even carry gun and kill people, their parents still accept them. So I don't think that is human. Is an human point of view.
Yeah.
If you are human enough, humane enough, you wouldn't to do that to your own children.
Yeah.
Even if you are a pastor, because it's our religious, so to say, that used to make us, you want to tarnish my image. And even if you are a pastor, even God, we offend God every day. Even if, you count it as an offense, fine, it's an offense. God will not even kill us because we sin against him. We have so many bad things that we are doing. And God is still giving us chance. So even if you didn't agree with your child of being queer, you still have to try to convince. And if you are a Christian or a Muslim, you go and pray. You know that he's sinning against God, go and pray now that God should change the person now. Maybe it's God that is sinning against, it's not you. So you should not let it get to a point where you will disown your child, forcefully evict your child because he's being queer. So their humanity, I don't think humanity is in that person, that parent. If you are humane enough for you to disown your children because of that, no. Parents should sit down and think about it. Your biological children, it should not get to that.
It's still the same.
It should not get to that.
About double standards that we were talking about
Yeah.
in last episode. Nigerian parents, and this is me, I would drag you people today. Nigerian parents would cover up a rape
Yes.
in the house. No change, nothing. Knowing fully well that child raped somebody. It could even be a pastor's child.
Of course.
Literally be comfortable, with the person. And then you now go out and decide that you're going to disown your child because of who they are. Consider you're an hypocrite.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
You need to sit with yourself and think about, look in the mirror and say, am I a good person? And there's something that I also want to say. No matter how much good you do in this world, no matter how much donations, how much you think you're helping people out there, that's who you will always be. A hypocrite and a terrible person. So change your ways. Yes, that's my message.
Yes.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
message.
Parents should accept their children no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
So
The child is not stealing, killing, committing any.
Do we not? How can you just think about it that I threw my child out? Because especially mothers, because I know what I went through while having my child. I have only one child now. So if you think about all those things that you pass through, because your child now said it's going, now want to throw away that child. And like Yoruba used to say, I always say in Yoruba, they said if you cannot throw the child with bath water with the child, fine, the you bathe the child is dirty and all that. Even if the child is a bad child, you cannot throw the child away.
because of that,
You will still be there for your children. So
thank you so much, Barrister. Okay, Dafe, as a queer person living in Nigeria, you have infiltrated the queer space, the queer community, and all of that. And I'm sure you've mingled, you've built a whole lot of network with these people and all of that. So I want to know, how have you benefited from being a part of the community? How have you benefited?
This is a very, very special
Question. Okay.
You know what? Well, all the time, we're often talking about how much it takes away from us as queer people, how much we lose and whatnot. I won't say specifically. Ultimately, that's what I've benefited. And again, it's just regular stuff. Being with the right people, working with the right people, and just keeping a close circle. So I think ultimately my circle of friends, my community, and my support system. Basically, yeah.
That's good.
So let's talk about family support here, Barrister Lady. So I'm going to paint a scenario. I personally went through something sometime in 2019, and before I got home, my mom had gotten a report of that thing. I didn't even know.
Oh, very cute.
Reminds me of one.
When I got home,
Haven't we all been
when
there?
I got home, the first thing she did was she hugged me and she said everything will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Yes.
That's to
Now
your
mom was crying, money.
She hugged me and then she said everything will be fine.
I'm telling
Because
you.
because I knew that, in fact, she understood that if I do not do this, I might lose this person, I might lose this child.
Yeah.
Because at that point, a lot of things were coming to my head, like a lot of thoughts were coming to my head, you get. And I was just walking home, and immediately I got home, she was waiting for me at the door.
Oh my God.
Like she was literally sitting down, waiting for me. Immediately I got in. The first thing she did was she hugged me and she said everything will be fine.
I beg. For this one go for.
No.
And then,
That's
Both
your
are for your mommy.
those kind of support.
for
Yeah.
you.
So what do you think, Barcelona, that it should look like if family actually support their children, their words, regardless of anything?
anything,
How do you think the society would be? How do you think the next generation
Their sexuality should
of
not.
LGBTQ+ person in Nigeria would look like with family, real family support?
I think it will be a better place. Because if your family, especially your immediate family, are not there for you, that is a 50% of the blows you are getting.
Yeah.
Because even if people out there don't want you, if your family wants you and they accept you, it will go a long way for you. So if families in Nigeria accept their children and be there for their children no matter what, I think it will go a long way. I always say this, that it's not only in concerning your sexual identity also. In anything you want to do, if you have the support of your loved ones, especially your immediate family, it will keep on pushing you. Even when you want to relent, when you want to stop, you will no, I have these people at my back, let me keep on pushing forward. I remember growing up where I'm from, an humble background, nothing, but my dad will always no, if you see any child that had interest in doing something, he will always support you. Sometimes it will not be monetary.
Yeah.
He will just give you that word, you can do it and all that. So my mom she's someone that she's not that she's not lenient. So I beg this, but my dad will no, don't worry. Even if I don't have the money, anything I have, I'll support you. And he will always give you. Even my dream of becoming a lawyer has been there from while I was a child.
Okay.
It's my dad that usually encouraged me. Even when I finished school and I was trying to get admission, nothing, he will say don't worry, that's your dream, you will get there. And even when I finished, there was even no money to even go to school. I went to catering school. I was working.
Okay.
When I now got the opportunity that there's another route I can go through to study law. Okay. When I mentioned it to my dad, I was like, wow, thank God, this is your dream. And he supported me fully at that time. And even till now, he's always thank God that your dream came true. So I can usually say that let me say more than 50% of things I want to do while I was growing up, it was my dad that fueled it, that pushed me up to make me achieve those things, because he will always tell you that you can do it. So anything your children want to do as parents, you need to, as long as it's not something that will affect any other person, or maybe something that will hurt others, you need to vouch for them and help them go on, so that they'll be able to achieve their dreams and they will be free to live their life. If you cannot live your life outside, as long as you can live it inside. You'll be fine. But you can't live inside, you can't live outside. You want that child to kill himself. You. That's why we see a lot of suicide and all that. So if your family is your first support. But if family push you out, then where do you want to go to? You now have to go to friends and all that. So family should support their children no matter what. No matter what.
But
So that will go a long way.
Barrister, I feel like a majority of the families that we have in Nigeria do not really like have much knowledge or information on how to support when their kids come out to say, "Oh, I am queer," and they don't really understand how much courage it takes that particular child to come out to say, "Mommy, I am this, I am that." So, what advice would you give people to become a better ally, or would you give families to support their kids better? What advice?
Number one, I will want to advise the civil society organization to do more education on that. That's number one. Number two, parents need to seek knowledge. When we seek knowledge about, my child said is this. What does this really mean? You even apart from being queer, your child may have some behavioral pattern. You need to find out about why is this child acting like this? What is the implication? How can I support? So parents need to seek knowledge about anything their child claims to be or is doing at a particular moment, so that when you get more knowledge, when you are educated in that particular aspect, you know how well to support your child. I remember my elder sister, I always say that she had 4 children. The third of her children is an albino. When she gave back to that boy in the hospital, like, where did you see this thing from? So but as time goes on, because when we're growing up, we used to hear that albino children don't eat salt. When they eat salt, their skin will be bad and all that. So it got to a point when my nephew was, I think, around 1 year. My sister started searching and she got the knowledge of an albino foundation in Ikeja last week. So she started attending their training and all that. So they train her how she's going to be taking care of that boy. You have to apply sunscreen. You have to make sure they don't expose their body in sun and all that. If you see that boy now, he clocked 10 last month. You will not even know he's eating normal food that we are eating. Although he's no more in Nigeria now. He's eating normal any food we are eating, he's eating. But when we were growing up, we have that notion that albino children don't eat salt. That is salt that used to spoil it, but it's not salt because you don't have the right knowledge. So she committed herself to it. Every week she will attend that albino foundation training and all that. She will buy everything she needs to buy to take care of that children. So that is a committed parent. She's ready to take care of that child, even though society are always stigmatizing that boy. That you are an albino. Why some children will even be running away from him. But the mother was committed of taking care of that boy and make sure that he's not what the society thinks he is. So as parents, we need to seek knowledge to be there for our children. Parents need to seek knowledge. When your child come out as queer, what is queer? Okay, you say you are queer. Seek knowledge. You will get it. Seek knowledge. Knowledge is there. Even if you are not out of your house, you can Google with your friend.
Seek knowledge out of the knowledge that you
have. So
out of it.
Don't just based on what people say and what has been there from time immemorial. Like this knowledge of albino of what I'm saying it has been there from time immemorial. That's how they don't cook injure you. I feel injure you. Their skin will be bad. But it's because my elder sister took that step. Me too, as a younger sister, I have that knowledge. I can even tell other persons. There was one girl I saw in my area, where I stayed, my former area. That woman gave birth to an albino. I had to go and sit down because I saw the way the woman used to expose that child to sun and all that. She even send her another inside the sun. I had to go and sit down and educate her because of the knowledge somebody committed that time to get. So parents should seek knowledge. They should seek knowledge. They will be able to support their children and civil society organizations to also do more in educating. We can put it out. It's not even when we are putting it out, that doesn't mean that we are telling the government that this is who we are or something. 1 or 2 persons will get that information and they will run with it. Accept your children for who they are, no matter what. And also, we need to know that the fact that children are God's gifts.
Okay.
So if God give you a gift and you say because this gift has maybe a little defect, and even being queer is not even a defect, but even if you tag it as a defect, you will now say you want to throw that gift away. So you are telling God that you are not grateful. Me, I'm grateful for the gift of being a mother, because it's a wonderful gift, it's a wonderful experience. So anybody that has that grace, that opportunity to become a parent, you should hold it tight. And those gifts that God gives to you, you should cherish them, you should love them, no matter who they are or who they have become. So for your children being queer does not mean that they should be an outcast, or it's God that created them,
possessed,
and it's God that placed them in your hands. So whatever you do with them, you still give accounts. You know, I told you I'm religious, and I read the Bible said you give accounts as parents over your children. So if your child said is queer and you throw the child out, you are not supporting the child. And maybe you get to heaven. Okay, if there is heaven, you die one day and you go and give accounts. So if you believe that, if you have wrong with that idea that this child that I have is my responsibility, I need to be there for this child no matter what.
Do everything.
No matter what. Then you put in every effort to be there. So parents out there, you need to be there for your child, no matter who they say they are, no matter what they have become. Your child is queer, he's not an armed robber, he's not killing anybody. Or anybody has run to you and said this person wants to kill me, because no. So what it's not too difficult to do. You should be there for your child no matter what. That's just my take on this. That's
I wanted to ask Barrister Lady a question.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Barrister Lady, regardless of the knowledge that you have on, the queer community, sexuality as a whole, I wanted to ask, how has being or becoming a mother, or being a mother in general, changed your perspective? That's like not looking at what you know. Let's say you didn't know all that you know now. Like, how has being a mother changed your perspective as to how you look at things?
Well, I already told you that I think it's after I got married, and especially when I went to study law, my orientation, everything about me was like, wow, it's like a veil was removed from my face.
Oh my God.
So I had a different understanding of so many things in life. You know, when you come from a religious background, so everything is about religion, this, you have to do it this way. And now I'm a liberal person. That is why it's easy for me to come into this space. So even if I don't have the knowledge of the sexuality and everything, I'm a mother. I'm not a mother. So, and the pressure I went through, the things I went through while I was growing up, I don't want my child to go through that kind of experience. So I know better, and I'm doing better, and I will continue to do better.
Yeah, thank you
so that's it.
Thank you so much, Barrister.
Dafe, you'd like to say something?
I think I've said my bit.
Okay.
I think I have said my bit. Put the microphone close to me so you can hear me well. I think I have said my bit, but what I would also like to say is, I think and I know this is quite hard to say, but I think a lot of queer people should also give their family grace.
Yes.
I think that it would take some time for your family to process. So like, give them grace, put them in situations where they see things a bit clearly. And also you could be gentle with how you lay down this thing. So it's like sort of like a gradual process, and they adapt to it. But ultimately, regardless of whatever your siblings or kids or children, just as Basalide has said, who they are, you should be able to support them. If you can go through the process of birthing an albino, who is a regular person, and you can show that that person care, that person love, and be able to stand up for that child, because albinos, they face
bully,
so many things, and be able to stand up and fight for that child. You should also understand that there are other people that are different as well, want to be associated with people like that. So that's what I've kind of like decided to like put in my mind and the back of my mind, that as people, regardless, we always, because it's easy for you to go out there and then you're going about your day, something bad is happening, and then you're standing up for the person, you're showing up for the person, and you're not getting that in return. That shows how fucked up our society is.
Thank you so much, Barrister and Dafe. So we're going to do something very quick. So between both of you choose who would have the answer to the question I want to ask, and who would say the answer. Spell hard water with 3-letter words.
Spell what?
Hard water.
Hard water.
HARD water with 3-letter words.
3-letter words. Words.
Or 3 letters.
3 letters, like 3 letters.
Is that-
It's a word,
okay,
so
okay.
it's 3 letters.
Ah,
So whisper.
Water.
I think
You're not answering the question now.
Wait, I want to think about it.
No.
Answering, but then let me think.
Okay, we're waiting.
It's like barista.
the idea I have is
Whisper to him.
Oh yes! Oh, that could be.
Okay, so what is it?
that would be
You
if
said
that's it.
But hard water.
But
Oh, okay, yeah. Is it H2O?
Eh? H2O.
H2O is literally water.
That's the what's that in
Scientific
chemistry
term for
now?
water.
Did I ask you for formula?
that's formula.
Oh, that's your answer.
Yes.
Letters now. You don't try.
No, H2O, yeah.
No, maybe he has another answer.
3 letters.
But this is not confused.
So, to my listeners and subscribers, we had asked this question in some episodes before now, and I'm going to be revealing the answer. I thought,
Okay, nobody got it.
yes, nobody.
Ah.
Are you ready to hear the answer?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Drum roll.
Spill.
Okay, so
Skilling.
the answer to hard water in 3-letter words is ice.
I that's a real code. It's real coded. You said hard water.
Oh, why would I give you?
You didn't even say cold water.
Oh, why would I say cold water?
Cold water will have get the idea that it's ice.
Bad.
That's not nice.
That's bad.
No, don't worry. I'll give you cane after this time.
Ice is not even hard water, it's solid.
It's not ice. Yes, it's solid. Yes, one is hard water.
Please. But this was so much fun.
It's been wonderful
Oh,
having you.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Dafe, for the second time. Thank you, Barsa Laide.
Thank you.
And thank you to my wonderful co-host. You look amazing. Yeah.
Always.
Look at me.
Yes, you do. I'm giving you your flowers.
People with pride. Say it.
As in.
I always look.
Oh, wow.
You always look,
Right.
especially your eyes. That's what I'm looking at.
Trafficator.
They will drag me now.
And to every family there who is looking out for how do you navigate through your child is coming out to you as queer and your child, is seeming different from every other child. They're not different. They're just the way they are. So you just have to accept them the way they are. And then, like Barcelona had mentioned, look for ways, read about it, and all of these things would play out as they should be.
Yeah.
And for everyone who is wanting to come out, to make that decision if you want to come out. Do not be pressurized do not even be pressurized at all. Because everybody's different. Some person might come out and have a safe landing, and you might come out and do not have a safe landing.
Yeah.
So you just have to think about it. Thank you so much for staying through.
Thank you.
Thank you for following all of our pages. If you haven't,
Thank you.
please check everything as it's displayed on the screen. We have all our social media pages displayed on the screen. And if you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Full Spectrum is here to stay and would give you everything that you need to know. And for now, we would see you again. Remember to stay safe and stay proud. Bye.